Support from Piping Productions and Blue Eye Media.
Do you know you can now get deported for having this picture on your phone? It just happened to a Norwegian tourist after ICE agents went through his phone, found the pic, threw him against the wall, and strip searched him. A Columbia student from Australia was deported after ICE demanded to know his personal views on the war in Gaza and forced him to show every single picture on his phone, including his own dick pic that was in a hidden folder. Last week, ICE agents tackled and arrested a 37-year-old American citizen who's getting his doctorate at Claremont just because he filmed the armed masked agents rounding up Home Depot workers here in LA. There was the viral footage of a landscaper in Santa Ana pinned down by ICE agents who kept punching him in the head after using pepper spray on his face. The guy turned out to be the father of 3 U.S. Marines with no criminal record. There's another Marine veteran whose wife was taken from him and their newborn baby while she was still breastfeeding. A 6-year-old girl in Chicago who's essentially been orphaned after her mother was deported to Honduras. And maybe the most horrific story yet, a woman in Tennessee who had just found out she and her American citizen husband were having a boy when ICE rounded her up, threw her in a Louisiana detention center, forced her to sleep on the floor, and refused to give her prenatal care. Even though she kept telling them she was starving and having stomach pains, she miscarried and gave birth to her stillborn baby while her legs were shackled and was deported to Guatemala after that. The Trump official most responsible for all this is Stephen Miller, arguably the most powerful person in the government after the president. Miller is the one who reportedly came up with the idea to invoke the Alien Enemies Act to round up people without due process, who wants to get rid of our constitutional right to make sure the government can't lock us up for no reason. He's the one who threatened to fire ICE officials if they didn't start arresting at least 3,000 people a day, even if they don't have any criminal record, which is now true for most of the nearly 200,000 people who've been detained this year. Wall Street Journal just reported that even people who work at the White House with Miller are alarmed by what he's doing, and that Trump himself has given Miller shit for being, quote, too happy about deportations. That's right, Donald Trump. We also learned this week that he owns a couple $100,000 worth of stock in the company Palantir, which has a huge government contract helping ICE detain and deport people. More deportations, more money for Palantir. More money for Palantir, more money for Stephen Miller. This guy has gotten too much power, too little accountability, and not nearly enough attention. It's time to make him more famous, make him more of a distraction for Trump, and get his ass out of the way.
The mainstream media does not care about you. Is your brain strong enough to learn the values of life? Remember, only you can play the flute of the globe. Don't let Treason Trump control your lives, especially women and people of color and other cultures.